Hey guys, today we have Ankit Kumar Dhawan with us, who has 3 years of experience in Java and Spring Boot. Yeah, Ankit, let's start. So, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. So my name is Ankit Kumar Dhawan and I'm from Bihar. So currently I'm living in Pune and I'm working with Accenture for the last 3 years. I am working on Java, Java, and Spring Boot and microservices. So yeah, apart from that, I have worked on the AWS, Git, Bamboo, CI/CD pipelines, Sonar, and Kubernetes.
Cool, cool. Okay. So, can you please let me know what kind of projects have you worked on? Like, explain the roles that you are dealing with.
Yes. So in my project, it is a telecommunication project. So it's an Australia-based project. So basically, in this, just like here we have Geo, there is a Telstra. So that basically on that I'm working. So I'm working on the uh, like Java and Spring Boot and microservices. So there are so many microservices on which I'm working on. So yeah, these are the uh, projects.
Okay. So, sure, let's start. So, first question here is can we print something on console without the use of main method in Java?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, so my question is can we print something on console without using the main method in Java? So, I don't want to use main method in my class, but I want to print something on
Okay.
console.
I haven't used, but so every execution starts from the main method.
Hmm.
So first main thread will start, and then everything will start. So I think it will not print.
So,
Uh,
is there any functionality that we can use through which without main method we can do our operations? Are you aware of this?
no.
Okay, no issues. Actually, we can do this with the help of static block. So what happens is that static block, we can write the system or output printer in, and because it is performing before the main method, so we don't require the main method. It's associated with class, right? That's why.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So the next question is yeah, can we have multiple static blocks in code?
Yeah, we can have multiple static block.
Okay. And so what is the use of static block?
To initialize the static data members, we can use the static initializer block. Yeah, so we
Okay.
can have multiple.
Okay. Okay. And let me know what is finally block.
So finally block is something which we use for so suppose we have used some resources which we want to close after using that.
Hmm.
So for that we can use the finally block, and finally block always will always be executed except uh, when exit zero will be system dot exit zero will be there. So then it will not work.
Okay, okay. So can we have multiple finally blocks in Java?
Multiple finally block, we can have multiple finally block, but
So which
only
finally block will be executed? If we have multiple, then which one will be executed by compiler?
so uh, the the one which will be uh, the one which will be inside after the catch block that will be executed.
Okay, actually,
But I'm not sure
in
about this.
okay, okay. The answer is no. We cannot have multiple finally blocks because there is only one finally for one try-catch pair. So that is how the compiler understands. We cannot have multiple finally blocks in this. Okay. So the next question is, have you worked with collections in Java?
Yes, I will.
Yeah. So what type of collections have you incorporated in your projects?
ArrayList mainly we have used ArrayList and set we have used.
Okay. So can you let me know what is the difference between the set and array list? Why? What are they? And
Uh,
what are they used for, and
can you
why they
repeat?
have been?
Actually, I'm not able to hear.
Okay. Okay. So can you let me know, like, what is the purpose that they are designed for? Why they have been created?
Actually, your voice is not coming. Now it is coming.
Okay. One second. Use the whole mic. Uh, am I audible right now?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay, so can you just let me know what are the difference between the array list and set, like why they have been created?
Array list and set. So array list basically it's a ordered collection, and that is it will remember the order of insertion, and set is unordered collection, that is it will not remember the order of insertion. So array list is a index based operation we can do, and in the set it is not a index based operation we can do. Uh, in the array list it allows the duplicate, and in the set it not allows the duplicate.
Okay. Have you worked with hash map? Like, what's hash map?
Yes,
So, if I ask question regarding hash map, is it okay, right? Um,
yes.
so, so my question is, can we include class as a key in hash map?
Class as a tree hash map.
Hmm.
Um, Class as a, but I haven't implement class as a tree. Sorry, I'm not.
Okay, okay. So basically, class is what it's a mutable object, right? And in
Hmm.
collections, we can have only immutable objects. That is why we are incorporating only wrapper class objects, right? Because wrapper class is immutable. So class is mutable object, but still we can include class as a key by overwriting the hash code and the equals method, because the class is mutable object. So there will be different hash codes generated when once the data of the object is changed, right? So we need to make sure
Hmm.
that our class object returns single only same hash code and equals every time the object is passed, like class object is passed as a key. So we can do this, but we have to compulsorily override the hash code and equals method in our code. That's the way to implement it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. So, okay. So next question is, do you know what is a reflection in Java?
What is
Reflection.
reflection?
Yeah.
Reflection.
Okay. Have you like worked according to reflection, like some used reflection in somewhere in your project?
No, reflection I haven't used. Like actually, I haven't aware about this reflection part.
Yeah, okay, okay. No issues, no issues. Basically, the reflection is nothing but a feature which allows us to modify the behavior of methods, classes, and interface in Java. So there are many methods like get class, get method, and get constructors, due to which we can, modify the behavior and write our code accordingly. So it's just a feature to make some changes like that. And moving
Okay.
on to, you're aware about Java 8 features, new features of Java
Yes.
8. Okay, so can you
Yes.
just explain me what are the functional interfaces?
Yeah. Function interface is the interface which has only one abstract method. So that
Mm,
is the function interface.
mm.
For example, we have runnable, we have iterator, we have comparator. So these are the function interface.
Okay, so what is this used for? Can you explain me in detail, like comparator, comparable?
Yeah, so comparator we use for sorting purpose we use a comparator, and iterator we use for if we have to iterate on the collection. So it is a cursor where we can iterate the collection. So it is used for this purpose.
Okay, cool. So next question is, can functional interface extend another interface?
Functional interface can extend.
Because you're aware, right? One interface can extend another interface that's supported in Java, right? So can
Mhm.
functional interface extend another interface?
Uh, Functional interface, it has one abstract method, so it can be extend, uh, but it should be with the same method.
Sorry, which
I'm
method?
not sure. Same method which we are. No,
Okay.
we extend, but
Okay, so basically, you are right that functional interface is a single abstract method, right? So if we try to extend another interface, what happens is that that interface, if it contains abstract method, then that rule will be violated of functional interface. So that is why functional interface cannot extend another interface. It can inherit only those interfaces which has static and default methods, means which has body to it. So that the property of functional interface is still alive, just to
okay.
maintain that. Yeah, to maintain its property. Okay, so the next question is, can you please let me know if you have worked on streams, Stream API aware?
Streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware. So stream is a set of the uh, stream basically. So we use for the set of the to do some set of operations on the elements of the collection. So we can do streams. We can with the help of streams we can do. So just like we have intermediate operations, we have terminal operations. So terminal operations like we have filter, we have map. So these are the terminal. These are the intermediate operations. And terminal operations we have like uh, we have for each we can use, we have collect. So these are the streams.
Okay. So what is the difference between filter and map?
Sorry.
What is the difference between filter function and map function of Stream API?
Yeah, so filter we will use to filter the our streams. So whatever the streams elements we have, we can filter with the help of filter method. So suppose we want to filter even and odd. So with the help of filter, uh, we can filter the particular records. Okay, uh, and map is used to suppose we want to map map that those elements to the double. So we can use it like map to double and map to int, like that we can use, and we can get it the data.
Precisely, if we want to put, we can say that map basically operates on every element, okay, and it returns entire elements list as it is. But if we want to filter out, means if we want to discard some elements based on some condition, so we are not returning entire element as our output. But in filter, what happens is that we reduce the elements present in the original list. So that's the key difference, you can see. Okay, so good. Next, moving on to Spring Boot. So what is the basic difference that Spring Boot is having from Spring?
So in a Spring, we have to do a lot of configuration, but in a Spring Boot, we don't have to do much configuration. Instead of that, we can use annotations and all. Okay, so Spring we can use annotation. So, but it is a mixing of the XML based configuration and the Spring Boot annotations. And in Spring Boot, we have annotations, and we can configuration. We have to do it in the application properties, but there is the minimum configuration we can do. In the Spring Boot, we have uh, embedded server. So in Spring, we don't have embedded server. So
Can we change? Can we change the type of server in Spring Boot?
In Spring Boot, yes, we can change. Yeah.
Okay, so have you used different servers?
Regarding server, I can't tell much, but
Okay,
yeah, we can
which you
change.
have used? Which server you have used?
Server in the sense, not getting that server.
Like, what is the type of server that you have used in project? Like the default server of.
Basically, I'm not much aware about this, but yeah, we were using some VPN, and so that was
Okay.
connecting with the server, and then we were connecting.
Okay, so can you name some dependencies that you have used in your project?
Dependencies like we were using Spring Boot starter test, Spring Boot starter web also, uh, actuator also, and for J we were using test. So these dependencies we were using.
Okay. Can you tell me various scopes of Bean? If you,
Scopes of
yeah,
yeah.
scopes.
So we have singleton scope, we have prototype scope. So these are the main two scopes we are using in the Spring. So by default, it will be singleton.
Okay. And REST like session and request was also there for HTTP request. Are you aware about that?
Sorry, can you come again?
For the HTTP request, we have request and session scope as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And okay, so moving on to the next question. How have you implemented caching in Spring Boot application?
Caching, no.
Okay, no issues. Okay, are you aware about the idempotent methods? Like, what are idempotent methods and why we use them?
Idem.
Okay. Basically, like idempotent methods are nothing but if you're trying to request the same type of data, right? It is idempotent means identical requests are made, okay, to access the same resource many times. So these are the idempotent means duplicate. You're making duplicate requests, right, multiple times. So that is why we have the get, put, and delete HTTP methods, which will like it will not change the state of the server even if multiple times the same resource is being requested. So this is idempotent method, like get, put, and delete. If you're trying to access same thing multiple times, that's what it is. Okay. So like basically they provide the consistency, right? They do not change the state of the data. So that's why we use. And what is the difference between request param and path variable, if you're aware? @request param and @path variable. Are you aware about that?
Okay. So request parameter, we can if something which is coming from the request, we will that parameter we will have to configure into the path variable and the request parameter. So suppose some ID we want with the help of ID that we want to fetch data. So we have that ID we have to configure into the path variable.
Okay, and request param. So the difference between them.
Request parameter. So request parameter that is uh, for suppose we have to get okay. So that request parameter we have to put it as
Both are
request.
used for capturing data from get URL, you said. Okay, that's correct. So why both of them have been like what is the difference that both of them have been created? Uh, Basically, like request param is like it's in the key value pair, right? So if you pass after question mark in the get URL, name equals to so and so and employee ID equals to so and so. So if you're passing key equals to value, that pair will be captured in request param. And if you pass only single value, like slash after slash just single value, that will be captured in your path variable. So inside the curly braces, whatever you pass, ID and whatever, that is captured in the path variable. And the key value pair is nothing but the query parameters. So it's that's how the name request parameters there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
are you aware about the configuration annotation? @configuration?
Yeah, configuration we use, yeah. So
What's the use of that?
So if we have to write some configurations of particular uh, uh, application, so in that particular uh, class we have to annotate with configuration, and we have to write all the configuration related to that.
Okay. Yeah. And can you let me know what type of annotations have you used till now in your project?
So we have used REST controller, we have used request mapping, controller advice, exception handler. So these service annotations, these annotations.
Okay, so what is the use of @ means JPA repository if you have used? At the
JP
repository class, if the class extends JP repository, so what things it incorporates?
So JP, if we extend with the JP repository, so we can directly we can have we can have directly methods related to databases. So if we want to fetch data, so we can get methods in that JP repository. So like find all, find, so find by ID, like that methods we have inbuilt method in that JP repository so that we
Okay.
can directly use.
Okay. So basically, if you've heard about transaction annotation.
Yes.
Okay, so it internally calls JP repository internally calls transaction. So we don't have to separately go and write the transaction. It manages internally. Yeah. So these are the things. And are you aware about the design patterns in Java?
Yes.
Okay, so let me know. Okay.
So design pattern is a solution of any specific problem. So suppose we have one class and uh, we have created one object of that class, and we want to use that one uh, class object into the entire application. So we can solve this problem with the help of singleton design pattern. So we can have
Okay.
so many design patterns. Singleton, we have prototype, we have structural. So these all
Okay,
are the
singleton. Can you explain me what is singleton design pattern?
singleton design pattern is uh, in the singleton design pattern we have only one object for the entire application. Okay,
Okay.
so
So
only one
okay.
object. Can,
So the question is that how can we prevent singleton object from cloning? If we try to clone the singleton object, right? So it will create another object. So this will break the design pattern rules of singleton class. So what is the strategy, or what methods can we use for preventing the singleton object from being cloned? Do you know?
yeah. So basically, if you will create another object also in the singleton design pattern, so that
If you
will
try to
in
clone
the
that.
same, yeah.
Yeah, so how will we prevent the cloning of the singleton object? Are you okay?
Uh,
Okay. So basically, like when we clone the object, right, it will just break the singleton rule of it, right? So what we can do is that we can just override the clone method, and we can throw an exception from the clone method that okay, the clone is not supported exception. So this is how like we can prevent just one object at one particular time for the singleton. So, like we can implement this cloning, but we have to like override the clone method in the class and throw the exception.
oh, okay.
So yeah, okay, thank you. And I'm done with my interview. Yeah.